The headlights sliced through the humid Texas night, creeping closer to the old porch. Emma tightened her grip on the metal box, her father's blueprints, while Jack steadied the shotgun, his jaw set. A sleek black SUV rolled to a stop, dust swirling. Two men stepped out, sharp suits gleaming even in the dim light. One of them, tall with ice-cold eyes, smirked. "Miss Sinclair," he called out, voice like a knife. "You've been hard to find. Hand over the box, and no one gets hurt." Emma's pulse raced. Who were these men? How did they know about the blueprints? Jack's voice was a low growl. "Step back. You're on private property." Before the man could respond, another figure appeared from the darkness, making Emma's heart drop. A woman poised cold and familiar. "Emma," she sneered, eyes glinting. "You never did learn to cover your tracks." Emma's breath caught. "Mom." The man's smirk widened. "Looks like family reunions are in fashion tonight." Emma's mind spun. Why was her mother here? What was she after? And most importantly, why did it feel like she'd been set up from the start? The headlights inched closer through the humid Texas night, their glow a slow menace against the silhouette of Jack Harrison's weathered porch. Emma Sinclair's fingers tightened around the metal box, her father's blueprints, a Pandora's curse she'd unwittingly claimed. Beside her, Lily slept, her small chest rising and falling, freckles like constellations under the dim porch light. Jack's hand brushed Emma's, warm and calloused, a fleeting anchor. She just whispered, "I'm done running. This is home," when the beams pierced the darkness, shattering her fragile peace. Jack stood, his broad shoulders squared, hazel eyes narrowing as he grabbed the shotgun propped against the railing. "Stay with Lily," he said, voice a low growl, the kind that steadied her in chaos. But Emma wasn't the type to cower, not in New York boardrooms, not here. She rose, the box heavy against her hip, her crimson nails glinting as she followed him to the porch's edge. The air buzzed with cicadas and tension, thick with the scent of dust and wildflowers. A black SUV rolled to a stop, tires crunching gravel, dust swirling like a specter. Two men emerged, their suits sharp despite the late hour, movements precise as predators. The taller one lean, with a jawline that could carve stone and eyes cold as frost, fixed his gaze on Emma. "Miss Sinclair," he said, his voice silk over steel, "you've been a ghost to track down." "Who the hell are you?" Emma snapped, her CEO spine snapping straight, though her pulse thudded in her ears. Jack shifted beside her, shotgun steady, a silent promise of violence if they pushed too far. The man's lips twitched into a smirk. "Victor Crane. I speak for people who'd burn cities to get what's in that box. Your father's toy? It's not just a trinket, it's a revolution. And they're done waiting." Emma's mind churned. The blueprints, a clean energy prototype her father, David Sinclair, had buried in this nowhere town, could redefine Sinclair Enterprises or destroy it. She'd thought the attackers' knights before were corporate sharks, but Crane's calculated calm hinted at something uglier. "Sinclair Enterprises doesn't bend to threats," she said, voice cutting like glass. Crane's laugh was a blade, sharp and hollow. "This isn't about your empire, Emma. It's blood. David didn't just leave you a gadget, he left you a bullseye." Before she could fire back, a third figure stepped from the shadows near the garage. Silver hair gleamed under the moon, pulled tight into a severe bun, her tailored coat pristine despite the dust. Emma's breath snagged. "Margaret," she hissed. Her mother, the steel tyrant who'd forged her into a weapon, stood there, her presence a suffocating weight, her eyes dissecting Emma like prey. "Enough of this charade," Margaret said, her voice a whip crack slicing the night. "Hand over the box, Emma. You're out of your depth." Jack leveled the shotgun at her. "She's not giving you a damn thing. Step back, all of you." Margaret's lips curled, a flicker of disdain. "Quaint, Mr. Harrison, but irrelevant. This isn't your war." Her gaze pinned Emma. "You think you can run from me? From your destiny? That box is mine, Sinclair Enterprises' future. David stole it, and I've tracked it across years to reclaim it." Emma's world rocked. "Stole it," she spat, voice raw. "He built it. He hid it to protect me from you." Margaret's mask slipped, rage flashing in her eyes. "He was weak. I told him to weaponize it, make it a tool of power, not some utopian dream. Clean energy? It's leverage, a weapon. He ran when I pushed, and you, Emma, are too soft to wield it. Crane's hand slid inside his jacket, a subtle threat. Jack's grip tightened, but Emma's focus stayed on her mother. The puzzle snapped together. Margaret had orchestrated the earlier attacks, had known about the blueprints all along, and now stood here with hired muscle to seize her prize. But a question gnawed. If you wanted it so bad, Emma said, stepping closer, heels grinding into the dirt, why not take it from him years ago? Margaret's eyes glinted, cold and triumphant. Because I didn't know where he stashed it, until you, my reckless daughter, led me straight to it. The betrayal seared, a knife twisting deep. Emma's flight from New York, her aimless dash south, had been a beacon for Margaret's greed. Crane moved then, pistol gleaming as he drew it, but Jack was lightning, crack. The shotgun barked, and Crane staggered, blood blooming on his shoulder. The second man charged, a blur of muscle, but Emma swung the box, its edge cracking against his jaw. He dropped like a stone. Margaret didn't blink, stepping over the fallen like they were trash. You're wasting time, she said, voice icy. Give it to me, or I'll raise this miserable speck of a town to ash. A new sound shattered the standoff, tires screeching, headlights flaring. A battered truck roared up, Lily's Uncle Tom at the wheel, his weathered face grim. He'd been a quiet shadow at the festival, a man Jack trusted with his life. He leapt out, rifle in hand. Heard the shot, he growled. What's this mess? Back up, Jack said, nodding. Tom aimed at Margaret, who froze, her odds shifting. Emma faced her mother, the box a lifeline in her sweating palms. You don't get it, do you? I'm not your pawn anymore. This, she hefted the box, is his. And I decide its fate. Margaret's composure shattered, fury twisting her face. You'll ruin everything I built, she snarled. No, Emma said, voice steel. I'll build something real. Then the night cracked open with a twist. From the woods behind the house, a figure stumbled into the light, gaunt, gray hair wild, eyes haunted, but achingly familiar. Emma's heart stopped. Dad, she whispered. David Sinclair, alive, not a memory. He'd been lurking, a ghost in the shadows, watching her unravel his legacy. Emma, he croaked, voice rough from years of silence. I couldn't let her have it. I faked it, my death, all of it, to keep it safe. To keep you safe. Margaret spun, venom in her glare. You spineless fool, she hissed. You're dead to me. Not yet, David said, limping closer. But you're finished. Chaos ignited. Margaret lunged for the box, claws out, but Jack tackled her, pinning her to the dirt. Crane, bleeding, scrambled for his gun, but Tom's rifle barked a warning shot, kicking up dust at his feet. He froze. David grabbed Emma's arm, pulling her back. Burn it, he urged, nodding at the box. It's too dangerous, always was. I built it to save the world, not destroy it. Emma's mind spun. Burn it and lose a billion-dollar game changer, or keep it and fight an endless war. Lily's sleepy voice pierced the haze. Emma. And she turned, seeing the girl stumble onto the porch, rubbing her eyes, braids swinging. Innocent, fragile, real. The contrast hit like a fist. She flicked Jack's lighter, the flame dancing alive. Margaret screamed, thrashing under Jack's hold, as Emma touched fire to the blueprints. The papers curled, blackening. Years of genius and greed swallowed by heat. David sank to his knees, relief carving lines deeper into his face. Crane and his man bolted, disappearing into the night, their mission cinders. But the fire wasn't the end. As the last ember died, a low rumble grew, another engine, another threat. A sleek sedan slid into view, headlights off, coasting silent as death. A woman stepped out mid-40s, sharp-featured. Her dark hair cropped short, a scar tracing her left cheek. She carried no weapon, but her presence screamed danger. Emma Sinclair, she said, voice smooth as velvet, you've just made a very expensive mistake. Jack raised the shotgun, but the woman lifted a hand. I'm not here to fight. I'm here to offer. She glanced at the ashes, then at Emma. Name's Elena Voss. I worked with your father, before he ran. Those blueprints? They weren't the only copy. Emma's stomach lurched. What? Elena smiled, thin and knowing. David was paranoid. He hid a second set, digital, encrypted, buried deep. I've got the key. And I'm not Margaret. I don't want war. I want a partner. David stiffened, guilt flashing in his eyes. She's telling the truth, he muttered. I didn't trust myself to destroy it all. Thought it might save you one day. Margaret, still pinned, laughed, a bitter broken sound. You're all fools. She'll sell it to the highest bidder. Elena ignored her, locking eyes with Emma. You burned the past. Build the future with me. Clean energy, no strings, just us. Or walk away, and I'll find someone else. The choice loomed, heavier than the box had been. Emma glanced at Jack, his steady gaze grounding her, then at Lily, who'd crept closer, clutching Jack's leg. At David, broken but alive, offering redemption. At Margaret, defeated, her empire dust. And at Elena, a wild card with a promise. She stepped forward, voice firm. I'm done running, done hiding. If there's a future in this, it's mine to shape, not yours, not hers. She nodded at Elena, then Margaret. I'll partner, but on my terms. Willow Creek gets the first plant, small, local, real. No weapons, no games. Take it or leave it. Elena studied her, then nodded. Deal. Margaret was hauled away by Tom, her threats fading into the night. Elena vanished as she'd come, a shadow with a purpose. David stayed, rebuilding a bond with Emma over coffee and quiet mornings. Jack and Emma grew closer. Dawn talks, late-night repairs, a slow dance of trust. Lily wove them into a family, her chatter a balm. Weeks later, the co-op hummed. Small-scale energy for Willow Creek, Emma's tech mind and Jack's hands turning dirt into promise. David mentored, his genius no longer a secret. The sedan never returned, but Emma knew Elena watched, waiting. On Jack's porch, Lily asleep beside her, Jack's hand in hers. Emma looked out at the golden fields. This is home, she said and meant it. The fight was over, not with guns or fire, but with a choice. Her choice. And it was enough.